photo product is going to be the Sun Kissed Blooms Suite. It has a 3D embossing folder and also coordinating layering stencils. But we are going to put these away because we are actually only going to be using the 3D embossing folder today. And hi, by the way, it's Erica back on the Altenew YouTube channel. Let's have some fun today. So I am going to be using this gorgeous embossing folder, and I'm going to make a 1-layer card with texture. I know, it's crazy, isn't it? But what we're going to do first, we're going to take a little bit of cardstock. We're going to spritz it, spritz, with a mini spritzer, and we're going to just let that paper soak up the wetness a little bit, give it a little wave. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this, admittedly quite worn paper, and we're going to pop it into our embossing folder, and then we are going to get our die cutting machine out and we're going to run it through. I'm going to be doing all of this in real time so you can see just how easy it is to get that delicious texture on your cards. I am also going to be showing the results of a couple of little experiments later on in the video, because your girl is here to take one for the team so that you don't have to do it. Yes. So one thing that is super important when you are doing embossing like this is to check the sandwich that your die cutting machine is recommending, because it's not just kind of put it all together as usual and run it through. No. You can actually break your machine and your folder if you do that. So make sure you check and then run it through. Don't, especially the first time, if you haven't tried it before, just do it as the way they say. And then if you feel like it can actually improve, then you can start experimenting a little bit. But, I mean, look at that. Oh, look at that delicious texture. Delicious even. Delicious texture. It's gorgeous. But I wanted to do this again with another type of cardstock. So that first one was a Monday color copy paper. It is readily available in Europe where I live, and this is Nina 110-pound solar white cardstock, so quite a lot thicker, and this one is dry, so I didn't spritz it this time. So I wanted to see, would it make a huge amount of difference? And looking at these two right now, it's not actually a huge amount of difference, no. So if you don't like that warping, just go dry, go for dry embossing. Yes. Now we are going to be using some of the gorgeous new inks that have just been released from Altenew. So we have got the Blushberry Bliss color family, and then there's the Jade. Ooh, I want to say, sorry, I had a blip. It's Jade Dreams, the green ones, and the kind of peachy, yellowy, orange ones are Sun-Kissed Delight. So I am going to take one of the little mini blending brushes here. Oh, this is actually a micro blending brush, I think. And we're going to go in the middle of the Frangipani's or Plumeria, depending on which name you use. We're going to go in the middle and add quite a lot of color here. So one thing I should have maybe done before doing this is picking a more yellow color for the middle here. But I decided to go for Peach Glow. So bear with me. I mean, it's very, it blends really, really nicely. So I suppose what I could have done is gone out onto the petals a little bit more and then maybe gone in with a more yellow on top to kind of really fill in the middle. But I decided to just stick with the Peach Glow, and then I'm going to add a little bit of like fun interest a little bit later on. But for the hibiscus, instead of going for like full on red, we are going to kind of go for very soft pink to begin with. So we're going to start with strawberry, and we're going to go all over the petals here. And this is a mini ink blending tool, and you will see that it takes a little while before the color really starts to show up, but I wanted a very nice soft blend almost all the way out onto the petal, or the ends of the petal, and then we're going to build up with 2 more of the colors. We're not going to use all 4, so I think that the 4th color in the Blushberry Bliss color, which is the Raspberry Sunset, I felt like that was just a little bit too dark. So we're going to use Strawberry, Dusty Pink, and also Blush Rose. And you will see the name on the screen as I am using them as well, so you can kind of see how it's building up. Now, if you wanted to have a really, really soft look, you could just step away, let the ink dry a little bit, and then you use the same color until you have kind of the depth that you want. So you don't have to use a load of different colors. You don't really know. And also, if you really, really wanted to stay within the lines of this, you could use the coordinating layering stencils and still kind of just, you know, go for a really, really soft look. But here, I just wanted to show you that you don't actually need to have the layering stencils in order to add a little bit of color to a panel like this. So if you are on a little bit of a tight budget and you want all of that gorgeous texture, I think I would actually recommend getting the 3D embossing folder rather than the layering stencils, even though you can use the layering stencils without the embossing folder as well. If, like me, you like a little bit of texture and, you know, have a bit of a hard time with a true super flat one layer card, then the embossing folders are definitely the way to go. I mean, I am slightly obsessed, in case that isn't, you know, obvious by now. So we are going to move on to Blush Rose, and we're going to keep building up these colors and, you know, the details. So this is our last color, and we're gonna go kind of in the middle and then just kind of blend outwards. And I mean, I am speeding up a little bit, but it's just because otherwise we would have been here for 20 minutes of watching me basically blend a little bit. And I wanted to kind of keep some of the focus on the rest of the card making as well, without you having to be here for like forever. But this is what it looks like this. And now we're gonna add some fun details with some artist markers. So these are from set B. And we are going to use a yellow to kind of add that yellowy color to the frangipani's. So I have zoomed in here a little bit just so that you can see. And I started out by just adding a dot in the middle. And then I colored the stamens on the hibiscus. And then I thought, how can I step this up a little bit more? And you know your girl had an answer to that, right? Because I can't leave well enough alone, can I? So I decided to add some dots to the kind of like the middles of the frangipani's. And the yellow I have used is the Y205 from set B of the artist alcohol markers. And I've also used the Y823, which is more like a dark caramelly orange for the stamens. So I did use two on the hibiscus flower stamens. I did use both the Y205 and a little bit of the Y823 just to kind of create that kind of like 3D look, really. And then I thought, okay, so we need to do the same with the hibiscus flowers, of course. So here we're going to use R304. And we're also going to fill in those lines and the kind of like the veins on the petals to really kind of bring them to life. And when you compare the two without, so one with the veins and then the one without, you can see that it really does make such a difference. It's such a tiny thing to do, but it really does just kind of step up your coloring and your like the interest level on your card. But it's such a tiny, tiny thing. And I think it looks fab, to be honest. And I know I'm tooting my own horn a little bit here, but I mean, I'm all about making the fun, you know, something fun and, you know, more interesting. And if you do this, you know that your card is always going to look very different, even if you make a bunch of them with the same supplies. So let's just have one quick little close up before we move on. But you can see here what I mean about adding a more yellow to the frangipani's. And I think that is something I'm definitely going to do the next time I use this set for sure. But I think this looks fun as it is. But for now, let's move on. So this is our finished kind of added coloring panel. And it looks fantastic, I must say. I really, really like it. And there is a method to the madness about leaving the leaves bare. But We're going to finish this off. However, I just wanted to take a second first and show you like a little experiment that I did. So this is obviously the 3D embossing folder that I've used, and I have used, you're going to think I'm mad, but it's all for science. Yes. So I've done it on the two different types of paper. So the Monday color copy, color copy. And I've done it both spritzed with water and dry. So you can see here, I've got my little notes down there. And there is a tiny bit more detail to this one, but it's also a little bit warped. So I think that this is actually, I mean, this is amazing enough. It really is. Can you see? And if you don't know that it can look like this with like sort of the extra deep imprint, then this is absolutely perfect. And then it's the same here on these. So this is Nina 110, and this one is spritzed and this one is dry. Again, very little difference in levels of detail, but this one is a little bit warped and this one is, you know, around the sides here anyway, perfectly flat. So that's something to just kind of weigh up when you're doing this. I guess, you know, if you can probably glue this down and it will be flat, but if those kind of like little buckles and things, if that's something that you know is going to annoy you, then I will go for the dry for sure. But now we're going to finish off this card, and all we're going to do is we are going to trim this down, and then we're going to stamp a lovely sentiment on it. But we are going to hop right into the trimming, and we're going to make it an A2 size. So we're going to trim off until it is 5.5 by 4.25 inch wide. And I wanted to keep mainly the pink flowers in focal, so I chopped off some of the frangipanies. And I think we're going to use the Billowing Peonies again. So you are where you're supposed to be, or beautiful just the way you are. Wishing you peace and contentment. Yeah, okay, well, we're gonna find one, because obviously it does need to fit into this area here as well. Oh, bloom where you're planted. Oh. We're going to pop this in. And you are, oh, you know what? We're going to do this one. You are where you're supposed to be. And yeah. Okay, we're all going to try to make sure that it's on straight though. And maybe right in the middle. Okay, so the easiest way to make sure you get something in the middle is by using your grids here. So we are going to, right, that's about as middle as you can get it. And also it helps if you don't put it on upside down. Okay. Okay, that should do it. And then we're going to use a little bit of ink, but instead of going for a black, we're going to use Moon Rock for like a soft kind of gray. Maybe we'll do one more time. I should have prepped the stamp really before I stamped it up, but I forgot. Okay, there we go. And oh, I'm so tempted to use some more of these, but maybe this time we will leave it. Oh, I some crazy talk, isn't it? But yeah, okay. So once this has been added to a card base, you have a lovely 1-layer textured card. I know, this is not a drill. This is real. So I really hope you have enjoyed this video and, you know, learned some tips and tricks along the way. And what is the most kind of useful thing to you, I would love to know. And also, don't forget to share your comments and things on this. I still feel like this is, you know, it's nice and textured, but it's still flat. It's a 1-layer card, which is normally something I do not do. So these embossing folders definitely helping kind of like leveling up my game and pushing me outside of my box a little bit. So I'm loving the 3D embossing folders for sure. I will be using these a lot more. And next time I might actually use the coordinating stencils as well, just to color the whole image, because they are lovely as well. But that is it from me for today. Thank you so much for stopping by. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Leave me a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to the Altenew YouTube channel. And I will see you very soon again. Bye.
Hey there, Lydia here. I really do hope that you've just enjoyed the video. If so, please subscribe to the Altenew YouTube channel. Also, turn on the notification bell so you can get your daily dose of crafty techniques and tutorials just like this. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.